Hello, friends. We're so happy to have you today for this spooky season special as we walk through Stranger Things with Lucas Wilson, Jack Hardin, Melody, and I. We are so thrilled to have this time with you to walk through just some holiday fun and a bit of a typing episode, a bit of a predictions episode as Stranger Things, this show, and many of you probably have followed it over almost the last decade, comes into its final season this fall. So excited. Already have New Year's plans to watch with the family and remembering the days when the kids wanted to watch, but they were too little or just the oldest was. And now even the younger ones are coming up. Jack just told me one of his friends from church is starting it. And it's a show that often parents or teens are watching alongside kids in case anybody has any of those scary movie vibes. So warning if you're somebody who does and you don't like scary movies. But this show is based around, for those who don't know, a lot of the 1980s lore of the Steven Spielberg and Poltergeist set, or there's a bit of a Ghostbusters flair, a bit of an E.T. you'll see, and just so many wonderful memories for those parents who really liked to remember those days, or grandparents. A lot of you are in that stage of parenting or grandparenting, and you're like, yes, I remember those days. And we actually just got to hear one of the characters who plays Dustin, Gayton, was saying, he was at the girls' college recently, and we went to watch, and he was saying, yeah, people from the 80s love going back and recounting. So it was really fun to do a series on the 80s. And of course, it was fun for my family who are all in performance to really get to hear his story in this auditorium, as well as he shared with us. No spoilers were given. He was on strict orders not to give any. So we are just making fun predictions. We're Enneagram typing just for fun. Of course, you guys know how sometimes you relate to a character. And so you're like, no, Joyce is not this type because I feel she's like me. Chill. We're all going to have some relationships to these characters. Some of them we don't want to have a relationship to. That's okay. That's your fun to get to name whatever you like. Know that this is just in a spirit of joy. If I can get Jack to also, he drew some of the characters out for us with cartoons. We'll put that attached to this episode somehow as well if you check out our Instagram. So I'm excited to introduce the gang to you. This is Lucas and Jack's, as I said, debut on the pod. And I've been waiting for a reason. They're finally old enough to do it. And Lucas is super excited. He is our Gen Alpha of the group. And he is one of our youngest family members. So I'm super proud of him for sharing. He has been prepping, guys, though, just because somebody's young, don't forget they can be mighty. He's been prepping for this episode. So be impressed with me as he shares. And also, I want to mention that if you are in the spirit of fun with us on the mystery contest we've been doing, don't forget that is actually up this Friday. So cast your votes if you want to share what your favorite mystery series, movie, show, book is, and your Enneagram type. You can write to us at melody@enneagramandmarriage.com to submit that, or reply to the newsletter. And you are entered in the chance to win one of the wonderful books that we had from Hadley Hartwell's series. And that was on last Monday's episode that you might remember. So I hope you get a chance to try to win one of those. Some of you I already see have one. I can't say who yet, but it's exciting to see things come in. And so you can play here on that email or at Instagram as well. So, all right, let's go ahead and have our little Stranger Things convo. Get your goodies together, get a little bit of fun, joy, and most of all, have a safe and happy weekend. We had a fun weekend playing our mystery dinner game with Supper Sleuths this past weekend, and I hope that you get some kind of a fun fall festive time, even if it's just like sitting down to watch your favorite show or allowing yourself just a night of rest. Whatever you love to do for fall, apple orchards, I hope you have some fun with that now or whenever you're listening live. Now, before we bring the family on, just a quick Stranger Things recap, 1-minute version. Let me give you the world's fastest recap. It's 1980s. It's Hawkins, Indiana. A group of kids, Mike, Will, Lucas, Dustin, are just trying to play Dungeons and Dragons when Will disappears. It's an alternate sort of dimension called the Upside Down. They meet 11, a girl with telekinetic powers who kind of escapes from a secret lab, and then they together fight monsters, have government conspiracy theories. There's an evil entity called the Mind Flayer, and then the stakes get higher, and there's other characters introduced, teenagers that are a little older, the cool kids, also the nerds, and the adults finally start believing them, especially Joyce, who's played by Winona Ryder, and Hopper, the police chief, who becomes a father figure to the girl 11 with the special powers, who is unfortunately always in trauma, along with a boy named Will, who's always in trauma and even gets kidnapped. So finally, we have this space where there's this kidnapping going on. There's so much hard things that it makes you wonder, why do people watch this kind of thing? But it's because, as you'll hear from the Gen Alpha, Gen Z kids, it's the suspense, right? We know this about advertising. We get drawn in and we don't know who's going to survive this final season. So we have us making predictions. If you're like, I'm not sure about this story, but I just want to hear this generation talk about their beloved characters and high stakes and a little bit about personality types, then stick around. I am so excited. And plus we have a bonus guest. My sister Abby came on with my nephew, Lucas. So I'm super happy that we get to have them. He's very 8-ish. I've always thought of him as a self-pres 8 who is stoic and strong and opinionated. And Abby, you guys might remember her as a 3. So you're going to hear their voices in the mix along with Jack with his Stranger Things debut. And when you hear a little bit of piano music at the end, that is also Jack signing us off with his Stranger Things mix. So we are just having a family fun episode right here. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, everybody. So happy to have you here for the Stranger Things episode. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Oh my gosh, so happy. Why don't you guys share your names and ages and your favorite character?
My name is Melody. I'm 17, and I think I really like Steve and Dustin and Joyce.
Ooh, 3 favorite characters. Okay, we will get into Enneagram typing with you, Queen.
My name is Lucas. I'm 12 years old, and my favorite character is Max.
Yes, we love
Awesome.
Max
We
so
love
much.
Max.
So cool.
My name's Jack. I'm 13 years old, and probably Dustin and Steve. They're like the finest characters, probably.
Oh, those are
I love
fun. Yes, and you guys got to see Dustin recently speak, which I talked a little bit about that before we got on, but I love your favorite characters. Guys, anyone can share here, but just wonder, why do you think Stranger Things has so much of a grip on our culture? Why do so many people like the show? Maybe something you like about the show. Anybody want to share that?
I like how many characters are in it. I think that I get a
Yeah.
lot of attention. There's like a lot of different like storylines and stuff like that. So
hmm I really like how everyone like has an equal part in the story too. Like they show all the different storylines, and then like by the time they all come together, like you're all caught up and like you're excited to see them working together.
Yeah, I think so too. And Lucas, you share a name with one of the main characters.
Yeah, I
And
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
we've often said Lucas Sinclair is a lot like Uncle Wes with his personality. What do you think about this? Do you think Lucas is like you, like Uncle Wes, or totally his own person?
Like Uncle Wes.
Yes, he acts just like him. We
That's
keep trying to
so
tell him.
Lucas.
He gets a little like fired up. He's fun. He loves
Yeah.
sports. What else
He's
do you
very
guys
by
think?
the book.
Yeah.
When he like gets a little perfectionist, it's so funny because I'm like, Dad, that's not you. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, I
Yeah, it's
don't do
like,
that.
yeah,
I'm like, yes, you do.
Okay, I love that you know this, guys, and you can have your little beefs here. This is a safe place because there's people in the audience who also have beefs with what we're saying, where they're like, "No, he's not like Wes. He's like me, or he's like somebody else." So we're gonna do a little bit more twisting and turning with that in Enneagram world because a lot of our listeners think of these people as types. They can't help it. Once you know the Enneagram 9 types, sometimes you think of that's a 2 or that's a 6. And we have a potential beef that Melody thinks Mike is a 2. And
Really?
we have, yep, a 2. And am I right there that you think he's a 2?
Yeah.
Okay. And we have other opinions here from what I've heard. If anyone's not familiar with 2s, 2s are helpers, they're givers. They like to be in the heart space first. And they love to make sure that those that know them know that they are giving and helping at all times. So maybe first, Melody, tell us what you see in Mike that makes him a 2, and then we'll see if anyone disagrees about that.
Well, he's a little bit possessive of Elle, which is very much like the downfall of the two, like
Hmm.
their vice.
Okay.
And he can be like blaming others a little bit. But then in his health of the two, he's like the heart of the group. Like that's what they say in season 4. And like he's very much like a helper and encourager.
Mhm.
And he's just like always in that heart space, like thinking of others. So
Mhm.
Okay, I see that. But what about when he's like completely ignoring Will and stuff? That
It
Mm.
could be too because he's so obsessed with Elle and his love and his heart space
Mhm.
that he's ignoring others.
But why does he get so angry sometimes? You know?
You don't know, twos can get angry.
This is true. Who's listening are like,
Yeah.
yes, this is true.
Homophobic.
Jack thinks he's a phobic 6.
Yes.
I was gonna say 6. I think
Yeah.
I could see
he's
that.
very loyal because, like Jack said, he's so loyal to 11 that it clouds his judgment sometimes.
It's
Mhm.
true. And for
Yeah.
those wondering on that voice, that's Abby, Lucas's mom, my sister. We forgot to say that she's here too. And tell your
All right, what's your
Enneagram.
age?
Wait, tell your
Wait.
Enneagram type. I'm letting her share her
Just
age
one
only if she
line.
wants.
He's hilarious. Thank you, Lucas, for sharing my age. Did you say my Enneagram type? I'm a
Yes.
3. And
Yes.
Lucas is an 8, we think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that.
Thank you. I think so too. Lucas, you may not know the types the same way Melody does, or Jack maybe even, because we're always talking about it here. But do you think that he's a helper when you think about Mike, or what other traits do you think of when you think of Mike?
Honestly, I don't know. He would probably be like a 7, probably.
Oh,
Oh,
The
okay.
enthusiast. That's a good
Yes.
point.
yeah.
I could see him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very happy and encouraging.
Aunt Krista's a 7.
Yeah.
So is Mike like Aunt Krista?
But
A little bit.
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
Corey just joined the meeting.
I believe it, guys. And Abby grew up with me. She knows my side of me that's aggressive, assertive. I was just recording an episode about how 3s, Abby, 7s, me, and 8s, Lucas, we can all be a little bit aggressive, assertive. And Mike is that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. He is, especially when he gets protected.
Exactly. Now,
I actually said that Max was an 8 too, just like Lucas.
Yeah, that might be why you like her so much.
Yeah, he resonates with her.
that is interesting. Maybe you can tell us why you like Max. Do you see that you and her have some similar traits?
honestly, I think it's just a good character overall.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was actually just saying that too. He was like, guys, like, why is Max so cool? Like, she actually might be one of my favorite characters. Like, because we just rewatched season 2 and that's like her intro season. So he was like so excited because like he never really like appreciated the character before.
She is a good character. I like her too. And
Yeah.
I feel like she's well-rounded in the show too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Got good morals.
She does have good morals, and she hates when her brother does bad things.
I'm surprised she's an 8 though.
What did you think?
I almost thought she was a 9. She's a
Ooh.
peacemaker in a lot of ways, but
Mhm.
But she gets really
so
feisty a lot too.
yeah,
I could see that.
But so do 9s sometimes. Every
That's
9
fair.
listening.
98.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they know. They get feisty because peacemakers have to get feisty to make peace. So you're right.
That's
When she
true.
first meets Elle, she's like, "Hi, I'm Max. I'm so peaceful."
right.
Oh,
Like 8 wing 9 or 9 wing 8. Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think Max is? An 8 like you?
Yeah, a 1 or an 8.
A 1?
One I can see
Oh.
Or
too.
an 8. A 1 or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that probably.
I love that. He knows the body types. He knows she's strong no matter what. So we've got her in the justice triad, you guys. We put her as a 1, 8, or 9, which means we definitely see her as a black and white thinker, right, wrong, justice. We've got that nailed down for Max. Now, Lucas, what do you think that when we see, like, sometimes there's a movie we have like good versus evil. When you think of Stranger Things, how do you see good versus evil playing out a little bit?
I feel like it's like people are getting seen as bad by rumors getting spread around, but in reality, they're the good guys.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Like that take. Even these guys are kind of being bullied at school and not made to feel loved, or even the guy Eddie at the Dungeons and Dragon table. Is that what you're referring to?
That's kind of like the misfits group that fits so well together, but like you said, they get picked on a little bit. And so, they become fierce together.
Yeah, it's like they're not your average heroes, but they're definitely good guys. They're
Right.
heroes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so true.
I love Eddie's character so much. And I love how he talks about taking care of the little sheep and how he's like a leader in the group, even though they like villainize him with like in the end of season 4, he still like has a beautiful legacy in that way.
Yes. And what type did you give him, Melody? Because you had a
I
type.
said 8 wing 9 or counterphobic 6 even. No, I said 7
I
wing
said
8.
7.
I said 7. Sorry, I need to pull my Google Doc. I said 7, I think. Or I saw some counterphobic 6 traits.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Tell us more about that for those listeners who might not know what you mean there.
Well, overall, I think 7, just because he's so fun and excited and he's just all in with whatever he's doing. But I also saw, I didn't actually write down counterphobic 6, but now that I'm talking it out, I do see that side of him that wants to deviate from the norm and create this own group that could be seen as weird and kind of have fun disagreeing with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are right. There's some strength there with Eddie.
Yeah,
He goes through a lot. Jack, I was going to ask you, what's the scariest moment so far that you've seen in Stranger Things? And others can share too if they want to, but I think that's a good question for you, Jack, because you started the show when you were pretty young, and there was probably some jump scare moments for you that you can still remember to this day.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot of like scenes that are like gory and stuff, and it's like, ugh, I think it's scary, but like I feel like but scary scenes are like the ones when it's just like suspenseful, I feel like
Yeah.
season 1 was really good about that when you didn't know what was like going on, I thought. And like yeah, like when Nancy was in the woods and stuff and was
That
with
was so
Gordon, that was
scary.
really scary.
I got the most scared when the mom was like talking about the rainbow room and stuff in
Oh,
season
that was
2.
scary too.
That was the
Yeah.
scariest for me.
Oh, that was scary, yeah.
Because I felt so bad for her
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for Elle.
Yes, that's true. Some of our listeners might not know what that is, but there's a girl who's finds her mother, and her mother is trapped in her mind, and she's trying to give her daughter warnings. Her daughter has some telekinesis, and so she's hearing her mother's inner thoughts about how she was tortured. It's a lot. And Lucas, what about you? What's been one of the scariest moments from the show for you?
I remember back when I was like younger watching the show and in season 3, I was so scared.
Oh God.
Yes, with the monster. It's so freaky.
The mind flare is scary. Like it just the shadow itself looks super.
Oh
And
my
like the
Yeah.
hospital scene.
Oh, that was scary, yeah.
That was terrifying for me when I was younger, but
Oh.
when I
Still
recently
scary.
watched it, it was fine.
Okay, is that the one
My
where
dad
Bob
was like
dies?
so scared at the hospital
I
scene.
still get scared of that scene.
Okay. Yeah, and that's Bob when our
No,
that-
not season 2,
oh,
season
oh,
3.
okay, season 3. Remind us what that season is.
It's like in season 2 is mostly like the demo dogs and like the mind flare, but then the mind flare actually like became a physical thing, I guess. Like
Flesh monster.
yeah, it was like alive, I guess. And
Gosh.
so it was like it was like chasing them in the hospital, like I don't know, but
Oh my
it's
gosh. And Paul Reiser was in that season. Abby and I know him from the old
Yeah.
He was
it's in all of them,
season
yeah.
2. Is he in season 3?
the doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Papa
He's in
Doctor.
the end of season 3, and then he's in season 4 like more prominently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the scary ones for you guys. What makes you want to keep watching when something is scary? And anybody could answer that, because that's just an interesting thought I had was, why do we watch stuff that's scary, myself included? What do you think it is about you?
I'd say it just like mostly the show builds up so much suspense that you just want to keep going and keep watching.
Yeah.
That's
Put yourself through that fear.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
you kind of resolve. Like
Yeah.
That's true.
Once I hear the beginning, I'm like, I have to know. Me and Mom had that with the true crime podcast this weekend.
Mhm.
Once we heard the story, we were like, we have to keep going till we find our own answer.
Yeah, this is true. It was Natalie Wood's death in real life. We listened to that podcast.
Yeah.
It was fascinating. So I was going to ask you guys too, which one, if you had to fight a Demogorgon, which character would you want on your team from the show?
oh, that's a good question.
11.
Yes.
Definitely 11.
Why was that not my
Yeah.
first thought? My first thought was Hopper for some reason,
That was
but
my
definitely
first thought
11.
too.
Yeah, same.
Hopper
Hopper's
was-
a
Then
then I
Hopper.
thought 11. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, you guys. Hopper also, and they're like a father-daughter duo. It's not fair, all that talent in one family, all that courage. And I guess we should probably look at their Enneagram types then, because that tells us who we want in our corner. What do you guys think about their types? I have a thought for both of them, but I would love to hear anyone else who wants to share a personality trait or even a number.
I said 8 for Hopper, and I'm thinking maybe like 1 to 1. And then for L or self-pres, and then for L, I said 9 or 4. I can't pick for her.
Mm.
Yeah.
So once again, Lucas's number coming out on top, type 8. We want our 8s on our team when we're
I'd say
playing
8
college.
or 9 because then she could be a wing 8 because
Oh,
she
okay.
also
You're talking
like,
about.
Oh yeah.
or it's really cool fighting the monsters, like feisty and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely in it.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
see
You
that?
guys see a lot of the
I think
strength.
that's the one I saw online. They had her as 8 too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
When I said 8, I was thinking of Hopper, but I can see why they said she's so strong. She must be an 8 because she challenges all the monsters. I thought 9 for her, again, peacemaker, because she always merges with everyone. She always feels everyone's feeling like Melody's a peacemaker. And at first I thought type 4. And then I said, you know what? She is so selfless. She is not stuck moping a lot. Like 4s get stuck in there moping a lot. And we know that from many of our 4s in our family. But but she just kind of keeps going and trucking along and helping others, doesn't she?
She
Yeah.
does. She very much can like read people's emotions too, and like
Yeah.
has good intuition with like the situation.
Which is more
I
of a
could
9
see
thing.
9 in the way that like I feel like every season she's got like a new person. Like season 1, it was like Mike, that she like bonds with. Then it's Hopper and then Max and like I guess like Will, I guess, because she's like with the Byers all season 4 and stuff. So I guess
Mhm.
I could see 9 for
Yeah,
that.
maybe like 1 to 1 type though, definitely.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to come back to a question for Abby and let her think on this since I get the pleasure of having her here today too and didn't even know I was. Abby, I want you to tell us in a minute which character you relate most to and why. But first, I'm going to ask the kids, and this might start a debate, so I'm just warning you, who's funnier, Dustin or Steve? You guys
Mm.
can think that one out together.
That's tough. I
Dustin.
don't know.
Oh, what'd you say, Lucas?
Dustin.
Dustin.
I'm
I
with
think
Lucas.
Dustin too. I think Steve's kind of like funny working off of what others are
Yeah,
saying.
he has to be with Dustin there.
Yeah, like with Dustin. But like when he's talking to Nancy, it's kind of like he's not like a big like
Yeah,
goofball.
no, he's not really at all.
He's just
Mhm.
more like charismatic.
Oh my goodness, that makes sense. What is one of your favorite Dustin scenes, if anyone remembers? Of course, there's the iconic one that was playing at USF when we saw him speak a certain song. But I was wondering if anyone has a moment that they really like with him, or just all of them.
Not particularly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I like him and Dart. They're really cute. And the little monster.
Yeah. He
I
makes a
also
pet out of
like
a little monster. Yeah.
him and Steve's scene when they first meet is really cute. And
Mhm.
he's like, come with me, like we're gonna go. And then he like Steve gives him like the hair routine. That part's so cute.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. We just watched that not long ago. We watched when Nancy dances with Dustin at the dance. Nobody wants to dance
Oh
with him.
yeah.
Oh, and he just said, when we watched him speak, he said that when he got the part of Dustin, everyone had tried out for the parts of Will or Mike, I believe. But then he
Mhm.
said he got Dustin and they said he's going to be a dork, a real nerd. And he said, honestly, that's Will's job. I'm going to be funny.
That's so cute. I love
They were like, he's gonna be not confident, like quiet, reserved, and he was like, we already have a character like that. And it wasn't even that big of a character. So then he just like kind of did the opposite. It was like really outgoing and stuff, and they loved it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And so, Abby, did you think of yours as far as who you relate to and why most?
I mean, I honestly really like 11, but I am gonna say Joyce. I mean, which is obvious,
Boys.
but Joyce, she just is a real fighter and doesn't ever give up. And that I think that is really just so genuine. But I really like 11 because she is coming into the unknown and really just having to fight through a lot, learning about herself and everything in the world. And so that really both of them really are just people I relate to well.
Yeah.
I can see that. I love Joyce. She's so
I
cool.
know. She's so sweet.
Yes, played by Winona Ryder. She is
I
just
know.
so good. I was thinking about her today and how she's not really funny. She's not really, you know, she's not even having time to be much of anything but in terror. But
Right.
I was like, she's a
Poor
really
girl.
kind person. You can tell she would be in another situation, but
Right.
all we're seeing her is completely stressed out mode all the time. But I thought she might be a type 6 for that reason.
Yeah, I thought
I
like
didn't
6
That
know.
makes
kind of
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think
I could
that
see that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think she's kind of a 4 in real life because she's really good at like I've heard her talk about her uniqueness, but on the show she's just in constant like we've all been there where we're so stressed out you can't do anything else. And she's
Right.
just so loving. We see how much she loves her kids. So if you guys were able to have any power from the show, like Elle's telekinesis, Will's connection to the upside down, or something else, even if it was just a human strength, like Hopper's so strong, like what would be your strength you would like to have?
I mean, it's kind of boring, but like 11 for sure. Just
Yeah, her powers. That'd be so cool. I would also like Steve's bat. I think that'd be fun to use.
Oh,
The
he
nails
likes
in
that
it,
bat.
that'd
Yes.
be a good weapon for fighting the bad guy.
that would be cool.
Yes. What about you, Lucas?
I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
There's
Um,
good ones.
yeah. What character would you guys want on your team if you had to fight a Demogorgon?
Oh,
Probably Hopper or
Eller Hopper.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of the others are like good to have. Like Billy's like or Steve, they can like fight, but like they're not like powers or anything. Like I think Hopper or Elle would be the best.
Yes.
Yeah, he is good. I agree that Hopper. I was thinking him because he's pretty strong and
Mhm.
also he doesn't give up either.
Yeah.
I love his bravery. You guys, we
I
have
know.
some loving, brave people on this show. I feel like
Yeah.
that's something we all need to be is brave in this crazy world. Don't you
Yes.
guys?
Yeah.
Totally.
Abby, what do you think's the coolest thing about the 1980s based on watching Stranger Things? Do you feel like you remember those days? Does it make you
I
think back on
do.
childhood?
That's what I was gonna say about the characters is that one thing I really love is that they're out riding their bikes and
Oh yeah.
out in the woods. And although it may not have been a good thing in some of the cases, but it was a different time where you could just ride free and have joy. And so when I watch it and I see the little kids riding their bikes through the neighborhood, I think about our time doing that. You know, we had neighborhood friends. It's a lot different time sometimes now where kids don't play as much together because they're more isolated, maybe doing sports and other activities, versus, you know, so many activities versus just kind of getting to live a little freer.
Mm-hmm. Or just in their homes with their devices.
Right,
They did
exactly.
have their Atari and they had some Nintendo, but I'm really glad you brought that up, Abby, because we're all trying to help you guys' generation, you kids, to have a little more like you guys are all learning little things like Lucas does bowling. Lucas does coding. You guys are learning to make cookies. You guys are learning to play piano. Like there's things, Jack does soccer, Melody does dance. Like thankfully you're still learning a lot, but we love to empower you because we got to, like Abby said, we got to play freely in the yard.
Right. We had to be home before the street lights were on. You
Mhm.
know, I don't think that's like how you guys gauge when it's time to come home now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cell phone
maybe some
call.
parents do, but it's more, but I mean, there are good things about now too, because we can track locations. You know, I mean, that's for a safety reason that we didn't probably in some cases we were thankful our parents didn't have it, but
Mhm.
you know, I remember those times going past the line of where we're allowed to go in the neighborhood and then
Oh
getting lost.
yeah, I
You know,
forgot about that. We did that. Our neighborhood was so much like the Stranger Things. That's what I was
yeah,
curious.
it
It was
was.
almost the same type of exact houses and everything. So I know we watch it in different states and we're going to see each other at Thanksgiving, which is so exciting. But we definitely had this kind of a growing up. And I feel like everyone is in their fall era whenever you watch Stranger Things. It's such a fall show. Um,
Yes.
But I was going to ask you guys before we end, if you lived in Hawkins, and let's just go around. Would you be in the group fighting monsters, or would you move away as fast as possible? What about you, Lucas?
I'd be in the group running away.
In the group running away.
Our boys, what?
He's real. He's real.
At least he's honest.
Yep. And what about you, Abby and Mel?
I would stay and fight.
Yes.
I would stay and fight, but it's a big debate in our household who would get to go fight the zombies. And Charles,
I'd send out
Lucas's stepdad, always says that I have to stay home and they're gonna go fight the zombies.
I would send out Charles Jr.
No, Abby, you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go, girl. I think I would like the only reason I'd stay is because it'd be too much change and like nostalgia to leave. I'd be like, I grew up here, but then like if it got to a point, like I'd be like, I'm out of here. Like I just can't. Like
Right.
I don't have superpowers. Like there's only so much I can do.
I mean,
It would be different if you had superpowers.
oh,
I mean,
totally.
Yeah.
if we didn't have superpowers, I might want to leave.
This is
Yeah, if
true.
I had them, I'd probably try and stay.
Yeah, that's so true. Well, anybody for a final question want to make a prediction about what they think might happen? Like you could say happy or sad ending. You could say, I think we're going to get a new character. I'll start with Lucas. He might just say, I think it's going to be more of the same. Any predictions you have for this, Lucas?
I think it's definitely going to be a good ending.
Mhm.
Totally.
Yay! This is kind of considered cozy mystery genre. I've been hearing that word lately, and they said it always wraps up with a happy ending. So I think it fits cozy mystery. I think you might be right.
Do you think anyone's gonna die, like any of the main characters?
Probably.
Really? I was thinking they would all live in case they want to do a movie.
Oh, that'd be really
I
fun.
think it would be so fun if they did a movie after the ending.
One episode is practically a movie.
That's true. They're gonna.
Yeah, that's
Did you
true.
guys hear it's coming to theaters for the finale?
Really? No, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
on New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's so cool.
Just the finale. I'm like scared that Jonathan or Steve's gonna die, and I really don't want them to.
It's probably going to be
But Nancy, you
Oh.
think it's gonna be one of them?
He said, did you
Steve.
say Steve?
No,
Yeah.
I saw like during one of the seasons they had a billboard and it was like protect Steve, like everyone's like fighting for it. And I really wanted to stay, but Nancy needs to get with one of them. And I'm
Yeah.
so
Oh.
because
That's true.
Jonathan was doing like a monologue in the trailer, and then you see like Nancy crying like with blood on her, and I was like, no, like don't do this. But then I've been reading all these fan theories, and they're like, this director directed this one, like Jonathan can't die, like it wouldn't make sense in the timeline. Like they're debriefing it all, so like I don't know, but I'm really hoping neither of them does.
Same.
Yeah, me too. But I think that if it is anyone, it might be Steve. Like
Yeah.
Lucas said. Oh my
I
God.
saw people like protecting his last lines and stuff, or predicting it.
Oh my gosh.
He
Okay.
survived for a reason, though, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He almost died multiple times in
I
season.
know.
But he's still alive, so they
True.
kept him alive for something.
Oh my goodness, you guys are just so fun. And I love that you guys are giving predictions. Anyone else have another prediction besides for that?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I bet Jonathan anyways, because all the fans like Steven said. I don't think they would do that. Otherwise, like they'd like riot, I feel like, or something.
Oh, well,
I don't want Jonathan or Steve to die, but
I know we don't want any of our faves to die. We love them all, right, guys? I think
I think Max is gonna come to life too, and I think she could get superpowers
Yeah.
like Elle. That is one of my theories because in the trailer, it kind
I
of
think there's a good chance that Will dies.
you
Oh,
do. Interesting. Kind of
yeah,
full circle.
that's
That
so
would be really interesting instead.
I see a link
That would be
between him and
sad.
Frodo of Lord of the Rings. There's a
Yeah,
sad
he's been
tragic
carrying that
character.
burden.
all
That's
goes back to
interesting.
us here.
Yeah, it always goes back to Lord of the Rings with us here.
Me and Jack are the Hobbit people, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, this is
They
true.
love
Well, you guys have done amazing on a school night. This has been so much fun. I know we have more predictions. We'll share a little more in our newsletter, so make sure you're over there with more of Melody's Enneagram typings over there. But Lucas, Jack, you guys crushed your podcast debut. Gen Alpha and Z for the win. Melody, as always,
Yeah.
Abby. Now, thanks for joining us in the Upside Down. Before we leave, Anybody have a favorite candy that they want to get for Halloween? Anyone have something they're looking for here? Feel free to share it. And then maybe our listeners can pass that out. What kind?
I don't know.
I'm kind of thinking like I like the Sweet Tarts ropes, and I don't know if they'd have like a full size of that, but like that would be ideal.
Whoa.
We got these nerd things with the little clusters in them. What are those
Those are
called?
so good.
Nerd gummy clusters. And I opened one the other day and it only had one in there. It was a trick.
You're joking.
What?
That's absurd.
We're giving them out for Halloween. And I said we're
love
gonna get
those.
our house toilet papered if we give out one tiny nerd to everybody.
Yeah.
That's true. You've got to remember that people aren't that nice. But everyone be nice and eat some candy and watch some Stranger Things. And thank you guys so much for being here today. You guys are awesome.
Thank you for having
For
us.
having us.
Thanks for being here. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.